evening. We're Team 2 and our topic is all about Metro Manila traffic. In Metro Manila, there are 2,317,204 registered vehicles and the vehicle density is 3,643 per square kilometer. That's much higher than Singapore or Tokyo. Volume of vehicles flying EDSA estimated at 520,000 per day in both directions, both north and southbound. Over and above the capacity, which should only be at 288,000 per day in both directions. Our first question is, with this vehicle density to EDSA, do you think there's still hope for a smoother traffic flow?
In my own humble opinion, yes, because there might be possible solution to the traffic, and one of those solutions is to hire an engineer who can apply the right thinking in problem or traffic in Metro Manila. The government should actually hire more engineers, as they say, engineers are problem solvers. They isolate problems, analyze them, and come up with practical ways to change things.
The Chamber of Automotive Manufacturers of the Philippines Inc. or CAMPI and Truck Manufacturers Association or TMA showed that vehicle sales in the first 6 months of 2016 surged up to 27%, and that's 167,481 units, composed of commercial vehicles with 104,921 units, with passenger cars accounted for remaining 62,560 units. The question is, how come the number should that high? Are cars vehicles really that cheap, or it's just many people now can afford to buy their own vehicle?
For me, it's not because there's a lot of richer people or the price of the cars become cheaper. For me, the reason why there's a lot of people afford to buy the car is because of the car company offer flexible payment terms. For example, in Toyota, it's only 20,000 pesos you can have your cars, and for only 50,000 down payment every month you can have your own cars.
Okay. For the railways, for LRT1, LRT2, and MRT3 combined also serve more than 1.3 million commuters daily, who have to put up with anxiety at thought their ride could get derailed due to some glitch or system errors. Does these three rail lines shows improvement with this administration, or any recent experience?
For me, as of now, there is no significant improvement, and they still have a crowded MRT still crowded.
Based from my past experiences in taking the MRT, I don't see any improvement yet, but I think the line is still as long as it is before. It's just that beep cards is way more faster to access than the old ways, like you have to wait for the machine to came out before you can ride the MRT. So I can see improvement on the beep cards only because it is more accessible.
My own humble opinion, I think there is a little improvement that can be associated at the Aquino administration, and that is for the implementing of automated ticketing system.
For me, it's too early to see the result. If we're talking about the administrations of our President Duterte, it's too early to see the result of the improvement of the LRT and even the MRT, because we all know that our president is only 6 months in his term as of now. So as of now, we can't see the changes yet.
Okay, so we're going to the economic side of the traffic. Given the enormity of the problem in Metro Manila that is costing the economy over 3 billion daily loss, and they say that traffic is a sign of improvement and a growing economy. So what's our take on that? Are we really losing that much?
In my humble opinion, I don't think that traffic should be associated with the growth of economy. Rather, I think that traffic is decreasing the growth of our economy because it lessens the productivity of especially workers or employees and other industries.
Okay, so let's go to the health side of the traffic. So traffic has not only become dangerous to one's health, it also puts one's life at risk, as in a road rage incident involving a biker who was shot to death by a Hyundai Eon driver. Do you remember the scene, the incident? Yeah, so how to avoid this traffic road rage?
Maybe if you are came from work or you need to drive and going in somewhere else or going home, maybe you should take a rest before you go to drive, and to release the to relax, to have to take rest. So that's why your condition is in going to drive is good and have a calm mind.
And some experts also suggest to play some music.
And also for me, we need to digest a lot of patience. That's the number one thing we can do so we can avoid any trouble and any hot temper or any bad thing.
In addition, we should keeping also your environmental driving calm.
And in addition, leave the problem at work and pray before you drive.
Okay. Recently, they implement this motorcycle lane policy, in which motorcycles will get penalized when they go out of the lane in a heavy traffic or not. And lately, they lifted the policy. What do you think that the motorcycle lane policy is useful or help to ease the traffic? What's your take on this?
Maybe no, because that policy is unfair for the motorists who use motorbikes, because the motorbikes, the enforcers, the MMDA enforcers, they limited the motorists who use motorbikes, and they condemn the motorists in one lane, one place. But the problem is other vehicle, four wheels like cars and trucks, they use the motorcycle lane. So it is unfair for the motorcyclists, and that's why they go outside in the lane, and it will cost more to go out in the line, and some other big drivers, if they have don't have conscious mind, they will bump into the motorcycle or motorcyclist, and some enforcer, they catch the motorcyclists who go outside in the line. So the motorcyclist group, they filed a petition to lift the the policy because it is unfair for the motorcyclists.
For me, the idea of the motorcycle lane was good. First, because it prevents the accident, and the accident is the common cause of the traffic in EDSA. But that policy was for me is unfair, especially to the motorists, because when the motorist when the motorist was out of the lane, they will be penalized. But if the vehicle, four wheels vehicle came to their line, they will not be penalized. So for me, that's an unfair policy.
Okay, let's go with the Skyway Stage 3 project. The project is a 14.82 kilometer, 6-lane elevated toll road intended to connect South Luzon Expressway to NLEX. That is expected to contribute to over 60% of country's GDP. This project cost 37.43 billion pesos. The question is, do you think that this Skyway Stage 3 will be a great help to decongest EDSA?
Yes. It will lessen the volume of traffic in EDSA because to those who coming from south will because those who will coming from south going to north is no longer used to EDSA.
I think it can also help to lessen the 3 billion daily loss, because if ever that it will help to lessen the volume of traffic.
Okay. For the emergency power bill, or the Senate Bill 1284, that will authorize Duterte through his appointed Traffic Crisis Management. It is also known as the Traffic Crisis Action and Decongestion Plan. Some programs and projects includes the following, like identifying friendship routes and opening private roads. The question for this is, if you're a homeowner on a subdivision that will be open for public, is this okay to you, even though the security will be compromised?
For me, no, because the reason why I bought house in a private subdivision is first because of the security. So if public vehicles will use it as a way, the security were no longer effective.
Yes, for me, yes, with reservation, like in rush hour, and it will close every after rush hour.
Okay, so the other program is clearing sidewalks, like in the issue of Tutuban and Divisoria, where they dispatch street vendors with their only way of living is vending in the streets. So what's your take on this? Anything?
I agree because it is subjected to the road widening because it will affect to the continuous flow of the traffic.
For me, I am agree with the demolition because the Manila City government give them enough time to evacuate, and they give the Manila City government give enough time for them to find a place to do their business.
Another program of the bill is to impose a moratorium on construction of mixed-use developments on main avenues. It's the issue of never-ending street road repairs. So, what's our take on that? Never-ending road repairs.
If I'm in the position, I will suggest that to the enforcers or the to the contractor that they would announce construction repair in that place. So that's why the commuters or the other motorists will take or redirect into the another road to prevent more heavy load traffic.
For me, I will suggest to spend more money for the quality of construction. So that they would have to always repair it, like, and for a long term, for a long lasting.
And for add, I think it's very good choice. Construct the road in not during night, not not rush hour.
Okay, so I guess we'll proceed with our biggest question and the final questions for the night. And how to solve this heavy traffic problem in Metro Manila? Any suggestions?
For me, I like the idea of constructing skyway. So if it will really help to lessen the traffic in EDSA for alternative roads.
In addition, maybe our government hire more traffic engineers to solve and analyze the traffic problems in Metro Manila.
It is good to pass a law that required people of this country that if they don't have garage, you don't have rights to own a car. And if your car is if you park it in the street or main road, it is the government, they make sure that they tow it because it affects the traffic in that place.
In addition for Rick's opinion, there was a law by Senator Gatchalian. Actually, it was not yet done. He was running this kind of bill with a one garage, one car policy. So it means that if you only have one garage, you're only allowed to buy only one car. So your car will be depends on the garage that you have. So if you have a big garage that can accommodate 5 cars, so you're allowed to buy 5 cars.
Okay, so in conclusion, my take on the issue is yes, the government is making a great effort to solve this heavy traffic problem in Metro Manila. But I guess it should start in all of us that every road user should be more responsible in using the streets, like for the simplest form of parking in the right place, no jaywalkings, as it will also affect the traffic flow. As simple as that, maybe we'll start on that. So that's it for tonight, and good evening.